boys, UFC 319 this Saturday, and like we do for every single one of these pay-per-views, your boy is gonna give you 5 of the rarest, the juiciest locks of this card. Now, if this is the first time you're watching these videos, pretty much what we do is, again, your boy's gonna give you 5 different prompts that if you see on any given gambling website, put the house on it, go into crippling debt, sell your left kidney if you got to, sell whatever you've got to. Again, I need you to take out some debts, I need you to take out some loans, go into crippling debt just for a moment, because hear me out, this is the vision. These are all locks. And you know what they say about locks, they're guaranteed to hit. Again, I have 5 of the rarest locks for you guys. With that being said, before we get into this, put your rare locks in the comments below. But with that being said, let's start off with number 1, a very fitting one here. Dana White's going to be glazing Paramount. We already know this is going to happen. They just announced, a $7.7 billion 7-year agreement with Paramount Plus. So you best believe Dana White's gonna be glazing Paramount. He's gonna be saying like, how could you not go with Paramount? We had bids from Netflix, but we saw how they promoted and how their servers held up against some of the boxing pay-per-views that they've had here, crashing all the time. That's why we had to go with Paramount. Guarantee Paramount glaze incoming, and it just makes sense. I don't know exactly what's going to be happening. He's definitely throwing shade at, Netflix. He's throwing shade at a bunch of different streaming websites. And best believe he's throwing shade at ESPN after this. He's going to be like, yeah, we had an amazing time at ESPN. But, towards the end, I'm glad we're going to Paramount. We're going to have some comments like that coming from Dana White. An easy one. One just to get us started with this video. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. The one I can just guarantee to happen in this card during the press conference where everybody's sitting down. Guaranteed DDP rage baits Chimaev. Now, I think we're gonna, you're telling me that this is the fight where DDP just doesn't get underneath his opponent's skin. We saw it with Strickland. We saw it with Adesanya. You're telling me he can't rage bait Chimaev? If Dorino Burns can rage bait Chimaev, then DDP definitely can too. I was debating having on DDP makes Chimaev cry, and low-key, I think that can still happen. I think he's gonna fucking shed a little tear of just pure rage though. Do I know exactly what this dude's gonna say? Not really. All I know is Chimaev is going to get fucking pissed at this press conference. He's going to get rage baited at least once, minimum once. I could see him multiple times, every single question, getting multiple times. I could see Chimaev saying, yeah, Saturday, I'm going to fuck up DDP. And DDP comes back like, whoa, I'm not your cousin. Amazing impressions here at the Rare MMA channel. But yeah, we're going to see some rage baiting. We're going to see Chimaev fucking hit the desk because he's so pissed. He's going to throw something. There's going to be a slight tear in his eye, and he's going to get rage baited. Is Chimaev going to be the only guy, crashing out on stage? Probably not. I could see Pico coming in here, getting a little pissed. And yeah, I just think it's going to be way too easy for DDP to actually just rage bait Chimaev, and he's going to make it look like fine art during that press conference. Mark my words, put the house on this one. That being said, let's go into the third thing. We got is it a 13 fight card? I believe we have a 13 fight card. There will be a maximum of 4 decisions in this entire card. This looks like it's going to be a heavy finishing card. That being said, the suspects, the 2 women fight, those are suspects already. I think we have a possibility of maybe Barboza versus Drakkar Klose, just because it's 2 unks in there. I could see GM3 versus Michal also being a decision. Probably Gerald Cannonier MVP. I think that's 100% going to end up in a decision. And then possibly Lerone, Murphy, Aaron, Pico. That being said, I don't think we're going to have lots of decisions this card. I think it's going to be a very finish heavy card. Lots of KOs, lots of submissions. If you guys want to know my official predictions, I made a video already about every single one of these fights. And again, I see a very, very high finishing rate on this card. That being said, because of the high finishing rate, I think not only because of that, but also because of the announcement with Paramount, I think Uncle Dana's going to be in a very joyful mood We saw that boy smoking up the booth on his Instagram story. This dude is going to be happy as hell. We're going to see jolly old Dana back. That being said, we're getting some huge fight announcements because of this. We're going to have a high finishing rate card. We're going to have a very entertaining build up, a very entertaining card all around. Plus the Paramount deal. Dana's going to be in a good mood. We're getting big fights announced. Some possible suspects, you know, I could see the Aspinall Gone card being fully announced. I could see JDM Makhachev being announced. I could see maybe a Valentina versus Weili fight being announced. I could see possibly a Kayla Harrison, Amanda Nunes fight card. I could see something like a Adesanya versus maybe RDR, something like that. I think Sean Brady said he has a fight announced. He has a fight date. He has a contract sent. He's just waiting for the other dude to accept. I could see a Sean Brady fight card announced. I could see a, Rachmanov fight announced. Maybe an Ian Gary. We go into lightweight. Armin. We have Gaethje, Hooker. We have Patty. There's a lot of fights here that still can be made, even in featherweight. We're still waiting for Volkanovski. We could see a Volkanovski fight announced. Bantamweight, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a Sean O'Malley versus a Song Yadong type of matchup. And then flyweight, maybe we see a Pantoja versus Joshua Van fight card announced. That being said, Jolly Dana is coming. He's going to be blessing us with some great fight announcements. With that being said, fifth and final thing. This is a if you know type of one, but there is a bunch of unks on this card. And the unks are going to have some highlight reel KOs here. Some possible suspects. I could see Edson Barboza flatlining Drakkar Klose. I could see GM3 maybe not gain a KO himself, but I could see him getting KO'd. I could also see him gain a submission here. Bobby Green is getting slimed out by Diego Ferreira. And Tim Elliott, I best believe Tim Elliott is getting flying kneed out cold by Kai Asakura. There's a possibility we see something with GM3 with Jared Cannonier and MVP. But yeah, those are some possible suspects. Those are all some unks on this card. We have a bunch of unks here. We even low-key got some Tias on this card. We got Jessica Andrade. She could go out here and flatline Loopy Godinez. Probably not going to happen, but it's a possibility. And yeah, just an unk-rich fight card. We have the biggest prospect, the youngest prospect in MMA right now, in Lerone Murphy. He might get slammed out himself. With that being said, those are my 5 rare locks that are 100% going to happen at 319. Put the house on it. Go into crippling debt. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Do you have any rare locks that you guys think are 100% gonna happen? That being said, guys, thank you for watching to the end of the video, and I will see you guys in my next video.